It's a beautiful sunny day in Iceland and a big occasion. How did you feel about choosing the group, and are you happy with the squad?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good feeling to have finalized the squad, because now we can go on with more detailed planning in training and individualizing among the players. So that's also why we choose to present the squad so early, so we can plan and the players can plan. So it feels really good to have presented the squad.
One has to ask, there are many players who did not really play a big part in the qualifications, and maybe more than some people expected. Can you explain why you chose these players?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them now in some friendlies if you're looking upon the younger guys, and these with rather few national team matches, and they have developed through this season very much. I think they are. I mean, if you take some of the younger players like Hörder and Hjörter, I mean, Hjörter I think has shown now since he came to Gothenburg. Unfortunately, he was injured for a few weeks, but I mean, he has developed. He has fantastic technique when he's playing. So it's really interesting player in many ways. So we try also to find players that maybe don't have exactly the same skills in the same position. So we can balance the team different depending who we're playing and what results we have in the match and things like that. So I don't know if it was a good answer to your question, but
what about, you talk about Hjörtur, Hörður, Haukur and Sverrir, all players with a little bit less experience, like Hallgrímur and players like that. Why did you choose to go this way?
Yeah, because we think they have the skills. I mean, what Sverrir has done in Belgium is really good. What he did when he played the friendlies with us was also really good. So we think he is a player now that's shown that he should be in the national team, and I think also that Hjörtur is that kind of player. I mean, he is very international, I think, in his way of playing. He can defend, and he can. He maybe is the best passer of all defenders in the squad, so he has such qualities already, even if he's young. And I don't think you should be afraid of selecting young players if they really have the skills. So, and I think they have it.
I think obviously people are happy to see Arnór Ingvi really took his chance as well, but maybe a player such as Rúnar Már hasn't shown as much to the people, but was he a definite choice?
Yeah, who was a definite choice? I mean, we have 6 on the reserve list, so there you have the guys that we said is the most closest. But you have other players, of course, that could compete with Rúnar. But he has also some special skills. I mean, he has a good technique. He can score goals also as a midfielder. So good passer. So I mean, he's done well in the friendlies too, and he's shown in his club, where he has a very central role today, that he's done really well.
Did the injury of Rúrik Gíslason play a big part that he wasn't picked?
Yeah, I mean, you can't say that it doesn't matter, because everything matters when you have the whole picture of a player. But so I mean, Rúrik is one player, as he is on the reserve list, who is very close to come into the squad. But you have to take choice between players, but it was of course a very tight race for him to be very close to come into the squad.
Most of the qualification you did go with 5 strikers. The decision now was to go with 4 and 8 defenders. When you were taking the decision, were you thinking about maybe 7 defenders and 5 strikers?
Yeah, I mean, you always think about these things, but one reason, it's not the only reason, so it's very important to underline that, is also that when you have more training now that we will have, it's very good from training quality to have 2 players on each position. It's also good when you can train longer with them, if we can work with the players if we get injured players, instead of needing maybe to shift like we did once with Elmar, for instance, who normally is a midfielder, and we played him as a right fullback. We can do that now also, of course, but it's good from training view to have 2 players on each position.
Eidur Johnson is in the squad. How impressed have you been with him since he joined Molde?
Yeah, I think he's definitely improved what I saw when he was in China, and I mean, he's showing still that he is probably the best player we have in the squad when he has the ball. So I mean, he can do really good things still, and he has a good understanding of the game also. So it's interesting now because now we have 4 a little bit different qualities among the strikers. So that is also good that we can change a little bit the way we are playing, and even if we always follow our basic way of playing. But for instance, you have if you play as we have done rather much with Colli and Dadi, you have 2 strong, hard-working strikers. If you choose to play with Alfred, you have another player type. If you play with Ada, you have more a player who is much involved in the play. So that is really good because we can change in the match, and if we think that it's better to start with that kind of player against one team, we can do that. So that's also one thing you look on when we choose players.
Coming into the tournament, Alfred Finnbogason has been doing good things in Germany. After 1.5 years in some bad moments, he's coming good.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen several. I didn't see him live. I've seen several matches, and it's been important for Alfred. I think he has to answer that himself. But when you start playing regularly, you grow as a player. I mean, if you're a lot on the bench as he was in Olympiacos, it's not good for a player. So I think he taking a step, and now he looks again like he did in when he was in Holland. So I think it's putting question to Heimir and me if we should be in the starting 11 or not. So it's good when we have a lot of questions from the players.
What can you tell us about the situation with Kolbeinn? He's obviously played little this season and is injured now. What is the situation?
Yeah, he is a question mark. We met him a couple of days ago, I think it was. The day goes so quickly now, together with Fredrik. So he's back in Iceland, so our medical team is taking care of him and looking into him. So he has a problem with his knee, with some pain. I actually don't know exactly what it is. I don't sure about the medical team know it either. So I hope that it's something temporary. But they are taking photos now, and he's working with the physios we have. So hopefully they can get him going in good time before the last of May, when we have to decide about who the final squad will be.
Would you say he is a doubt for the Euros?
I can really not say that because I don't have the skills. But I mean, he has some pain now, so what they were planning, they said, I don't know if they will do it, so you have to ask them, but he would rest at least a week now, I think, and they will just work with strength exercises and things like that. So I don't know, I didn't get any more information. I think they are a little bit unsure about what time it can take also, so hopefully he react positive this week now.
What do you think about the rumors that were in the French media? If you heard that that his players were complaining that he wasn't working hard enough, that he was saving himself for the Euros, would you think that would be true of Kolbeinn?
No, I doubt that. That's not the Kolbeinn I know, and I think that was probably something that media made up, because we know he had problem with his knee. He had pain, so he couldn't play. So that's the reason. And if they didn't believe him, if he said that or what they said, I don't know in the squad. But that's the reason why he didn't play. So for me, I think they made it up.
And what about Gylfi and Aron? Obviously key players. Are you concerned about their fitness right now?
Now, the report I had from Gylfi, I haven't spoken with him myself, is that he has no problem in training, playing. He has some pain in his shoulder, I think. So, but that is nothing. So he had an agreement with his club that he could stop the season. I'm very glad for that, because he's been playing all the time. It's only good for us if he's resting now for 2 weeks and then start training here with us the 23rd. Aron has some problems with his ankle, and when I spoke to him a few days ago, he had starting to get back. So he said to me he didn't think it was any problems. But I'm not a doctor.
Yeah. In the end, what about your situation? You decided to quit now after the Euros. Why?
Yeah, mainly I think it has to with age to do. I mean, it was a really tough decision, because I'm enjoying it, and as KSI wanted me to go on, even if I had a contract for 2 years and Heimir should take over. But it's also easy for me to say no now when I know that Heimir will go on and keep on going. But mainly it was because I'm not getting younger. As someone learned me to say, don't talk about your age, say that you was born too early instead. So I mean, it's rather tough to be away for 3 weeks now and then, and you live a special life with this, and so I think it's time to go.
Had it anything to do with finances?
Definitely not. In that case, I shouldn't have been in Iceland at all.
But maybe at least Heimir will still have your phone number if there's anything.
Yeah, I mean, we have become good friends, so I hope we will keep contact in that way. And I probably will be curious, so I will call him and ask him how it's going and things like that. So I'm sure we will keep in contact with each other.
One final question. Obviously, it's maybe seen more in good fun, but people like mentioning you for the next president. And you must see that as kind of at least admission of how well you've done here and how much people here like you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's made the decision even more difficult. All the positive feedback we got from fans, from people, and the interest around the national team, it's been absolutely fantastic. And that I think people are joking when they're saying that, because I don't think I could be a good president. But I like the house, so I could imagine to stay there a couple of weeks now and that. See if the new president, if it will be a new president, will invite me so I can spend some time there maybe.